actually don't need to tell us the story because I just know what has happened.
I said, well, yes. I said, hello, sir. And they were all panicking as well. And I was like, he seemed pretty chill when I met him. This is not the same Brian Cox that I'm talking about, the scientist. That's who I worked with. Again, don't ask why I worked with this scientist, but I did.
Stay hydrated. First thing in the morning, tired and yawning, what you gonna do?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Stay Hydrated with my sister Elizabeth Hall.
And my brother Christopher Hall.
Yeah, that felt pretty good.
That was the best one so far,
Yeah,
I reckon.
best intro so far.
How we doing? Elizabeth? How you doing?
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm at an 8 out of 10 this week.
Whoa, okay, nice. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's brilliant. How about you?
I'm feeling a little dusty around the edges.
Okay.
We had a little vacation last week. We went to Ireland, and I've had a friend visiting from the States, and we'd be drinking.
Hey.
We've been drinking.
And with that comes great pleasure, but also
Highs and lows.
great pain.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to reining it in. But no, we had a really, really fun time. We went to Dublin. We did the Jameson tour.
We did.
At 11 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Hence, that's a kind of theme, as I said, of the whole week.
Yeah. And I said, I'm so down to go to the Jameson tour. I'm interested in the history, but also my girlfriend has to drink all of my shots.
Right.
And she did. She drank 2 out of 3, and then you, as White Knight, drank the third.
Yeah.
Very brave of you, actually.
Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
I feel I really sort of stepped up. Both me and Lee did. Stepped up to bat. And yeah, we're doing Jameson shots. Small shots, but
Yeah.
Jameson shots nonetheless. At 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I went to see the Sugar Babes a couple weeks ago.
You did. And
Amazing.
you loved.
Amazing. UK nostalgic pop vocalist group.
Yeah, you guys
One
loved your
of.
truth.
I mean, I love almost all girl bands. I'm going to say almost all, just because that leaves a bit of room for manoeuvrability.
Yeah, don't overcommit.
Yeah, but that was amazing. And you've been. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for the love on the podcast so far. It's been super exciting posting the episodes and seeing what you guys think. Our episode with the George Michael singers was the #1 episode in the country at one point.
Yeah, which was unbelievable. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very transient chart. I don't know how long we were crested at the top of the wave,
But we'll take it.
We were at the top of the wave.
I'm also currently on tour with the George Michael singers, and they say thank you as well. They couldn't believe it. They were shocked.
Well, sorry, yeah, I just drank coffee.
Well, stay hydrated.
And is that, I don't know if you had that on the audio.
Probably did.
Sorry about that.
Just quickly.
But yes, shout out to Joe and Shirley. Shout out to you, Elizabeth. You having fun doing the shows?
I am. We still have 2 more left. Birmingham on the 25th of April and Guildford on the 30th of April.
Nice.
So feel free to swing by. I'm actually really enjoying it. I feel the first one was slightly deer in headlights, but the sound was fine. And then since, I'm getting up there and I am having a nice time, which is a great plot twist.
Yeah, and a nice time. With the world the way it is, a nice time is all we can ask for.
Yeah. Chris, when, if people so choose, can people catch you at your comedy events?
Comedy shows coming up. London, LGBT a night that I run with Lee Douglas, Elizabeth's girlfriend, also a stand-up comedian. We run a queer comedy night for queer people and allies of the community. It's just it's a really, really fun night for everyone. May 14th at Two Brewers in Clapham. Come on down. We have an amazing lineup in May. We've got Jen Brister, Morgan Rees, Temi Wilkie, Kima Bob, and Dan Y. It is going to be nuts. Margate, 25th of May. I'll be doing a work in progress with you and
With who?
In Margate.
With you. Oh, with you.
You, the city.
Sorry, I thought you were saying me, and I was like, hold on, I'm doing 5.
Yeah. Elizabeth's going to be opening for me with some sketch material, I think. Bristol, 28th of May, I'll be doing a work in progress in Bristol with Amy Webber, and Cardiff, 29th of May, I'll be doing a work in progress with Sharon Wen Joey. So come see me. All the tickets are in my bio. Super excited to actually need to write some new material first. So that'll be the first thing I do. And then I'll be performing it for you.
Sounds amazing.
Sweet, is that everything?
I think that's everything.
Any AOB? Any other business?
I don't think so. I think we're all good.
Very, very excited to welcome into your headphones. I'm going to say one of the most hardworking people in the biz, I would say, from my experience of observing. And just an all-time absolute treat of a person. Layton Williams is here.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm just staying hydrated, babes. Literally. I was like, make sure there's water up in here.
That's the first thing you said.
Stay on brand.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so happy to be here. I've just got off my jollies and I'm feeling cute. Thanks for having me.
Where were you on holiday?
I was in Marrakesh.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I definitely thought I was going to Jamaica. I packed like booty shorts and everything. Then I realised, one, you're not really allowed to get your booty out there or your shoulders or anything. So I was like, ow. So I basically wore my boyfriend's clothes for 3 days. But it was cute. Got a little bit of a sun kiss and I'm back.
Yeah, nice food.
Yeah, but if I hear the word tagine one more time, I can't have any more, like, you know when you had too much of one thing?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have too much of a good thing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You can have
And
too much of a good thing.
You can, and I'm also vegan. So can you imagine? It's just more carrots now at this point.
It's just all you have when you're here, actually. yeah.
Okay, but this is very on brand. This is all I eat anyway.
Yeah.
But no, it was a stunning time, and yeah, now I've got to see if I can actually sing tonight. So
Yes.
this is my little warm up.
Exactly. So yeah, if we just like break into sirens halfway through the app.
You know the drill.
The show tonight, Titanique. Are you having the best time?
I am honestly living. I feel like it was one of them jobs that kind of just crept up on me. It wasn't supposed to happen, and now it's become, I don't know, potentially one of my most successful stories. Because like, I shouldn't say it, really. You should. Like, I don't want to go. No, but I just don't want to go straight into it because it sounds boastful.
No, that is very, very true. You've just been nominated for an Olivier, which is crazy.
It's actually crazy.
Not crazy because it's not deserved, but it's just
Unbelievable. It's so good.
huge. It's amazing for best supporting role.
Supporting actor in a musical. And I mean, for the people at home listening here, me and Chris actually go way back, right? So we've been new from the musical theatre days. Our connection is that we both basically have, like, my best friend is your really close friend.
Yeah.
And you guys live together?
We live together.
We live together. So I spent a lot of weekends up in Epsom illegally dancing at clubs when I was underage.
Exactly that, yeah, because I'm 2 years older than Jordan and then you're 2 years younger than Jordan.
him, yeah.
So when I was 19
Like, what
in
is
the
this
club,
child? No, legit. Like, what is this
15-year-old walking through, knocking on my kitchen door.
Like, no, legit. Like, I bet you lot must have been like, what is this child doing in these dorms? Like,
But when we were there, though, like, everyone just assimilated to the same, like, we were all just the same age. Like,
it didn't matter.
It was only when it was like,
Who's checking IDs?
fake IDs.
No,
like-
Boogie Lounge saw us coming, bitch.
And they love to see us
Is
coming.
that still a thing?
I don't know.
Did you ever get a night out Boogie Lounge? Oh,
I don't
too young.
think so.
No.
Well, although I'm like, was I too young? If you were there,
Yeah,
you're like
Wait, how
being
old are you, if you
invited
don't
to the
mind me
house.
asking?
27.
Too young.
Too young.
Okay,
Yeah.
That would have
fine.
been an actual child.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
actual like 12-year-old.
I feel less betrayed because
Okay,
Yeah, no.
I was like, why wasn't I being snuck in?
No, times were hard, but it's just good to kind of paint the picture. Like, I've known you since I was like, what, 15, 16 years old? That's half of my life. I'm 30 years old now.
That's
pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
That's
I know.
nuts.
I know. So, like, we used to be running around doing madness and, like, to actually get that kind of, like, accolade of just the nomination. It's just, especially for this role that I'm doing in Titanique, to break it down to the people. I'm playing an iceberg, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
incredibly. Thank you.
I hope so, but like,
Yeah.
out of all the things that I've done in my career, I just never thought this would be the moment where it's like, okay, here's your Olivier nom.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But it's such a good show. It's so, you really need to see it.
I really do.
You were seated like week one. I was like, God, give me a break.
Yeah, we were
Like, we're in. I was like, okay.
It was like the day before, it's like week before Christmas.
Come
We
on,
were like,
previews.
ready.
You've been multiple times. As
I've
well,
been
no?
twice,
Right.
yeah. And I said,
Big fan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
literally.
happy to pop back. But it's an amazing show. It's so funny.
It's,
Vocals are on point.
That's the thing. What I hope sets it apart from other just like comedies and things. It's just like every time someone opens their mouth, it really is like a gag.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the rest of the cast. Like, they can sing down to the point where I was quite nervous. I was like, I don't know whether I can hold my own with these girls. Like, they're real powerhouses.
Yeah.
And Celine doesn't mess about. She the
She's-
vocals of
yeah,
Acclaimed
yeah.
8 times a week, you know? So
Yeah.
it's a lot, but I just scream through it.
You do amazing, and then your role all the way through is like what's
Lots
great
of
about you. You have so
different
many
roles.
different like
Yeah,
aspects to your track. It's like
Yeah,
so that's
I think I play like 4 different. I get changed more than everybody else. I play
Yeah.
4 to 5 different characters.
oh, see that's where they get you. They're like you get to play all these people. There's actually 6 like quick changes.
It's
And you're
like,
like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, well, I was like, oh, I'm playing the iceberg. What? And it's like, oh, but also you do the semen, and then also you play Seamus, and then also you play this. But actually, it makes the time go super quick.
Yeah.
And it's a quick show anyway. It's literally like an hour 45.
Yeah.
No interval straight through. So I'm living.
Yeah.
Let's see after tonight though.
And just to reminisce, like for one more moment, when I'm saying like you're one of the hardest working people, like from ever since I've known you, you've been so consistent in booking jobs, but also a job was never too small or too. You're never like I'm not going to do that. Obviously, you like
Climbed up.
but
Yeah.
like
you
were doing tour. I've seen you in like
I've been around.
you've been I've
I've
seen you. I was
been-
thinking, what shows have I seen you? I saw you in Hairspray. I saw you in Rent.
Well,
I
yeah,
saw
because
you in-
also Jordan was in them shows
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So you come and see the show.
I was like, perfect,
You've
both of you
literally
are in
seen
it.
my entire CV, I feel. Yeah. Like, no, true. And do you know what? A director said to me years ago, which really stuck with me, is like, if you go to them, they'll come to you.
Yeah.
And I always remember, I was a bit like, what do you mean by that? But now I get it, because I go to stage doors and I meet the people and they're like, oh, I saw you in Hairspray, Rent, whatever the show is, in Aberdeen, in da-da-da-da, or,
Yeah.
you know, Llandudno in da-da-da-da. Like,
That's a
do you know what I mean? Come on, little. I've got a Welsh boyfriend. I try.
Oh, yeah.
And it's true. But I like back in the day, I just wanted to do the work, and I remember it was actually Hairspray. The first time I toured the UK in a musical 8 times a week, doing the actual gig. I was in Hairspray, but I actually wasn't even playing seaweed the first time around.
Yeah.
Lots of people don't really remember that because I just was like, I just want to.
I remember when you
would
got
do
this
it.
and you were just like, I'm going to go and do this job. It looks fun.
Yeah.
And I want to go and work. And
And everyone assumed that I was going to be playing seaweed because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And but I was like, no, I'm Dwayne.
yeah.
And everyone's like, well, who's Dwayne in Hairspray? But
Like,
best
don't
believe I
remember
made
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
There'll be a backstory.
moment. Yeah. Like, I saw, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. But like the director was like, I think they felt a bit like, not sorry for me, but a bit like, Leighton, like, are you sure? They kept like giving me all like the random ensemble lines. So it's just like, this little speaking part every time I popped out. It's like, okay, Dwayne's really got something to say. He has a few things to
I don't remember
say.
Dwayne from the film, but I guess maybe Hairspray
Featured.
too. Yeah.
Yes. And then obviously it was tactical because I snatched the role the year later and they gave it to me. So I always have had like that kind of drive and passion, but it's because I've been working since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I kind of just wanted to work my way up and also be respected. Like I did my time, innit? I mean, the one show, but still, I did my time. I wanted to be I just think it was, even back then, it was all calculated, for sure. In like the best way possible.
Calculated in a
good way.
hard-working way. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Thought
But
through.
exactly, it was like, okay, how is this going to help carve to this and this? And everything always had like a stepping stone. And literally been with the same agents as well since that. So we've you can imagine the past like month, we're just like elated. It's like,
Yeah.
it's finally happening.
And we were touching a little bit on Strictly.
Oh, yes, of course.
What a moment.
What a moment.
Yeah. Thinking back, like, that was now, over a year ago now, because it was like 2
Yeah, it's a
Christmases
couple
ago.
of years ago now, and I mean, me and Nikita is still like really close. Still see him and he comes and supports my shows. I'm seeing his shows soon, actually, his solo show. It was one of them moments where really like I had no business being there. Let's be for real.
What do you mean?
Like tea,
What do
like,
you mean?
and again, when I tell you, I
do you
had the
mean?
full team. Like me, dance, I can try.
I mean, in the VTs going, I'm in rehearsals this week. If I don't get it,
What's gonna happen?
I'm really trying to work through this.
No, but
this
tea.
rehearsal.
I would always say to them,
I
it's
keep forgetting it.
If you want to get the real like mess, you have to be in them first like couple hours of rehearsal, because after like Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm gonna be. We're running it from the top, girl.
Yeah.
Do
We're
you
just
know-
finessing at
Do you
that
know what I
point,
mean?
like, yeah.
But like genuinely, it was a much harder experience than I thought it was going to be. Looking back on it, I'm so glad that I did it. But it was a decision. Like when my agent first called me about it, I was like, I don't think I should do that. And he was like, like, are you sure? Like not everybody gets asked to do this show. It's probably one of the biggest kind of talent shows out there for, you know, people like yourself. And I was just like, but I'm already a dancer. I'm already a musical performer. Like, people will clock me. And there's being clocked, and then there's also like, I don't want to take the mick. But I kind of said it to them. I was like, you do know I can dance, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, but we've had dancers in the past, like Ashley Roberts, Pixie Lott and stuff. And I was like, okay. But a part of me was like, I didn't want to say like, no, I can really throw it down.
No, you're like, no, I'm ready to go. I'm like, yeah.
Like, I was like, no,
I'm not.
And do you know what? Usually,
Just so you know,
I'm conditioned.
it's going to be over.
Well, I'm so glad I did it, but they didn't actually put me with someone. Usually before you even go to like the first induction day type thing to try and find your partner, which is basically like dancing speed dating. I couldn't make the dates work with my diary because sometimes they just privately see how you dance with somebody else, so I never got to do that.
Right.
So I was like, maybe if they saw me do that, they'd be like, do you know what? Don't come. I think it's over for you. But I don't know. It just worked. Me and Nikita had a beautiful relationship, showing that two boys can just dance for the sake of dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, remember back in the Epsom days, dancing was my tea.
Yeah.
Like dance was my thing, but it then stopped becoming my thing because you have to step into the roles and then you have to be singing the songs. And so I was like, I just want to dance.
Yeah.
And I want to challenge myself and I really want to, respect the art form. And I hope that we did that. And yeah.
That's so true. I'm used to doing 3 things at once, so I'll just dance.
And
Just
don't have to
throw
worry
it-
about the voice.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about like obviously the drama and the costumes and all that, but just literally a minute. All of that rehearsals for Saturday night, a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't fuck it up.
I know, right?
And I did many times, but I'm just very good at going.
You got
Like
to do
I
it.
would be stomping on Nikita's feet, and you'd be like, you did like 3 things wrong, and I was like, well, yes, but did they know?
Yeah.
Shirley didn't say nothing. Keep it moving. I'd just be like, like legit.
I always think, like, coming from like a dance background, like I'm like the cha-cha and like the jive, so fun. But
It's
then
just
some of
easy.
the really, when I'm looking at the ballroom stuff, I was like,
It's not a joke.
No,
And
even the
actually-
walking one, I think I'd like struggle with like the slow
ones are
walking
harder.
ones.
Earlier on, Chris was like, "Oh, we'll just like throw together like a couple of dances afterwards. We'll do some TikToks." And I was like, "Actually, fuck you."
Yeah.
I'm so fucking sick of you being a professional dancer, bringing in other professional dancers,
And just be like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
To be fair, you hold your own, I must
She
say.
does.
You do.
yeah.
Wait,
She
did you
did,
do
and-
dance class?
I did one performance of "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Work.
Where I had to be put in the back because I was like looking, everyone else was looking forwards and I was looking sideways, copying the person next to me.
Oh, very that.
And I also was 17 at the time. But I would
Right.
say
You can hold it down. You've got rhythm.
rhythmic.
Rhythm and
timing.
style, yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely.
Chris always goes.
You have such a good style.
You've got
Chris always goes
style.
stylistically. You're there.
you are.
Do you want me to-
I've seen your TikToks. I'm like, oh, I thought you would both be, brought up through the dance
the
world.
dance world?
I really appreciate that. No, there was one time, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was like hairspray or something. I was like 12 and you were trying to teach me it. And then I think we got into sort of like hour 2 of rehearsal and
And you were like, no.
I didn't have the first 8 count.
What for this?
Back in the
The
day.
one we did recently, we tried to do steps. It's the way you make me feel, and we tried to do like the partner work in that, and that was one. That was one we just
Like,
went.
let's just-
I think this one's gonna be left on the cutting room floor.
You know what? I actually find it like learning things online, like TikTok and stuff. I'm not very good at you have to reverse it in the left. It took me about a week to learn abracadabra.
It's hard,
Like, I'm so sorry. It's not.
and it's
easy.
hard to do
No.
it in such a small
Space.
We're used to using.
Used to traveling across the
use
floor.
use the space. You got a whole stage to fill.
Not easy.
I know.
Not easy.
You have to unlearn a lot of things.
Yeah, there's been a couple times where Chris has been like, so here we're going to raise our arms and I'll be sort of doing like an eagle, neck down, kind of like shoulders hunched.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, I'm wondering if we could relax that
There was
posture.
there
No,
was
I'm
one that was
wondering.
like woof, and I was like, okay, no.
What we're going to do
worries.
is a little emplement.
yeah.
Do you know what, though?
Yeah.
If you go wrong, because there's just 2 of you, you can just give canon.
Exactly.
Keep it moving.
I know what that means.
Oh.
Dum, dum, right?
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
Echo.
I know what isolations.
That's
that
it.
what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Obsessed.
That's it. I'm out.
And that's your love.
And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Leighton, we asked you before the episode. Obviously, this podcast is called Stay Hydrated.
I'm literally hydrating.
Please,
Some
sip.
of the best advice we ever heard.
Some of the best advice we ever heard, and something that we use
day to day, our question to you was, what's the best piece of advice, or what's just a valuable piece of advice?
I think the best piece of advice, I can't necessarily say who exactly it was, but it was just remembering it in the moment. I'd obviously been working for a couple of years, and whenever I'm doing contracts, I'm in there with my agent. Like I will fight for an extra 50 quid. And the kind of phrase like know your worth was something that really like stuck by me. Like I'm happy to walk away or call someone's bluff if I feel like I'm not getting what I deserve. Especially when I was coming up, when I was younger, I was starting some jobs and like some graduates, like, you've never done a job before. I've been working like already for 10 years, girl.
Yeah.
Like I didn't believe that like sometimes I should be on the same paycheck as others. Like it obviously always depends, but so I would always fight for that. And I kind of knew my worth. So I would say that is a really valuable lesson that I learned. And I tried to pass it on.
Yeah.
Don't I?
I do.
Wait, can we tell you this story? Because oh my
I'm
god,
ready.
this is like early days of you like doing your social media and like branding deals and all of that. Okay,
It must have been 2021.
we won't name the brand.
No.
But I remember Chris came to me and was like, "Hey, so I've got this brand has reached out to me. Like, what should I do? Like, what would you say I should go back with?"
Because they ask you what's your rate
What's
or
your
what's your
rate?
fee, and you're like, I don't know.
I went in something like really silly. I'm talking like 6 digits or something. I was like, okay, but something like I was
it
like,
was definitely 4 digits.
oh, but okay, but
I
like,
love the
okay,
idea.
thousands.
But maybe, yeah.
Okay,
but
we're
maybe it
talking
might have been
thousands.
6,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And we had like voice notes back and forth, and you were like, "Listen, I don't know, like, but maybe this, maybe
go
this,
with
and maybe
this,
this,
like-
and you're following, and this happened." And you're like hardball, like go in, like
6K or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And obviously, well, not obviously, I thought that would be a sleigh. They came back and
They were like, we were thinking
more
300.
And then I said to him, just say, "Oh, sorry, I added a naught." Because I still want the cash. Know your worth, but also beggars can't be.
But also, take the money and run. You know?
What did you actually do? Did you do the contract?
Yeah, I think
Of
so. I
course
think
you
it was
did,
like I think it was the first like brand or the first thing I'd ever like done. So I was like,
I'm going
I used to
say
clean
yes.
toilets. I'm gonna do this.
I do love the idea of Chris going like, it's like my first potential brand deal, and you being like 200 grand. And not a dime less. I do love that.
Know your worth.
Know
Chris.
your worth.
Oh my God, that really made me laugh. Do you know what though? I did this with another friend because, like I said, people come to me and ask me advice, and I go, okay. And I won't name the show or the person, but basically, she got flown out to another country to potentially like be on standby for the show or like go on. And I looked up at the tickets and looked at how many tickets they'd be selling that night, and it was completely sold out. And I was like, babes, they would be losing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds if you weren't there right now. And I think they actually made her come off a holiday. So that's already 10K.
Yeah.
I'm leaving a holiday for
cancel this.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, do you know what? I said something like, I was like, going like 2.5K a show or something like that. I can't remember, roughly around that. I was like, just, who knows? All they can do is say no.
Yeah.
Right?
And
they
two,
did.
they said no.
No. Because, and the gag is, I don't even think, I know, she didn't even go on stage. And it was like a double show weekend, and she like earned like 5 to 10K.
Whoa. And she
Because
didn't go on.
They're not, no, I don't even think she went on stage. And like, that's why I'm just like, know your worth, know your power.
Yeah.
In some moments, you can really sit on business and say, if you're not there, then what they're going to
What
do?
else you
Cancel the
gonna
show and lose hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta play the game and do what you gotta do.
I love that. Do you know, that's made me think of something else though, of just like going for stuff. When I came back from holiday, I was like at the station, and you know, when you've like gotten off a flight and you're just like
This is
so
hell.
zoned out. And then somebody like came up to me and was like trying to wave, and I was like, hello, like I just don't know what I look like. I don't know what face I'm pulling. I was like, hello. Anyways, this really, really nice guy. He works for the Gatwick Express. And he was just like, oh, I just want to say hi. Like, I like your like videos and stuff. And I just have a job interview to be like social media manager for like Gatwick Express
What?
on Friday. I just wanted to say hi. And like, I was like, oh, good luck with your job interview. Da, 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 da. And then he messaged me on TikTok and he was like, I got it. And I was like, work. Just a nice success story. But I think,
It's
hey, go
nice.
for that job, go for that promotion.
Go for that job.
Know your
Also, if you're listening to this podcast now and you need some content creators to come
the
on
Gatwick
board,
Express.
the Gatwick Express and beyond,
I'll be down and up that line.
call us. Now you know our fees. call us.
Exactly.
A little trio dance troupe situation on the. Let's create the campaign now on the
Ready.
Gatwick Express. Where we're heading to Jamaica.
That was on Jamaica.
I
maybe
can see
you're
it.
in your headphones. You start hearing.
then you two
hearing
pop
something. We
up.
pop up behind you
Yeah,
as you are sat down on the Gatwick
and
Express.
we dance off, and then once we step off the train, we're on the beach.
It's
Oh, I
so
love
quick.
It's
It's
so
gotten us all the
quick.
way there.
Yeah.
And that's why you book the Gatwick Express.
Yeah.
There's your pitch, boo. There's your pitch.
There it is.
Let us know.
Apart from business advice, what else?
By the way, also, I'm like not a business.
No, you
bitch.
are.
Like,
You're the crown.
just
You're the
think
jewel in
I
our
know.
crown. What would your friends come to you for advice for? Do you think?
I guess I'm very like, when it comes to like, the relationship stuff, I'm very like boom, I like to get people. I think I like to get people in line. I don't know whether I do it all necessarily in my own life, but I can tell a girl to I'm like leave him, sis.
Yeah.
It's always so
I
awkward,
could
isn't
imagine
it?
that.
You know what I mean? I'm just like no, and then 2 months later we sat around the dinner table. And it always cringe.
That
and
is
you're
the
like,
worst.
when I've literally told you I hate him.
Yeah.
and you were so close to being out the door, and then
Oh, he's back.
he's back.
No, but it wasn't that bad. Oh, don't we love him? And then you have to like, obviously you want your friend to feel comfortable that you kind of still want to converse with this man.
Yeah.
I would say that they come just for like life advice and like, we're all really close. The one thing I'm so like happy about my friendship group, we've all known each other from since we were teens, really. So we've grown up together. We've had all the mess together. We've seen it all. So we're kind of just 100 with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice because you know people you meet later on in life, you never really. It's not the same. I feel
Yeah.
like you've
Yeah.
got similar vibes, like
Yeah.
friendship groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Lucky to have friendship groups
From young,
from like
Like, not many,
teenager.
not a lot of people have that. It's
I
special.
Yeah, I recently have like, well, because when I left, I dropped out of uni the first time and then just was like,
When I dropped out,
Yeah.
I love the
when I
refrain.
took kind of like an emotional break from
Yeah,
uni,
good.
aka crashed out and left. I moved to Florida for like 4 years, whatever, kind of just like stopped speaking to everyone in England, moved back. And I will say, reconnecting with people from like 15, 16, 17 years old. I mean, sometimes it's hell, but sometimes it's like, it is actually so nice because you do just see me, you have all the context, you know, and yeah, and it's just like easy, comfortable conversation. Do you know what I mean?
You don't have to, like, you could meet up with the bestie and like, you actually don't need to be saying too much. You can just chill or like,
Exactly.
Yeah, tell you, or like, we can be doing different, like, walked around the museum with my bestie and her like new baby. And it's just like, we don't have to say too much.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just be in each other's company and it's chill. It's nice. It's
I'll
comfortable.
literally watch you fold laundry.
Do you know
if
what I
that's
mean?
What you're
Yeah,
doing
very
today.
that. But let's say if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
make it like 7 years plus with a friend. Like,
It's
it should
7.
be- It's 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should be friend for life. Well, look at us. 15 years. 15
years,
counting.
business.
We've hit it
Business
double.
advisor. What's Layton Williams here? He's my business advisor.
Business advisor. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I feel you've had a good reconnection with
Yeah,
some
recently.
friends from that time.
Yeah.
It is hard. I feel you're always like, I know a lot of people, but I feel in our line of work, you just meet
So many
people every
time you do a job.
every time a job you meet someone. We've been like,
Hi.
yeah, you go like,
Yeah.
oh, who's that? Oh, that's just somebody.
Yeah. We did Panto in 2017.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Very
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like across the years, all the pockets of your friends' friendship groups.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I kind of like that about the industry. As long as it's like people keeping it 100, I always like to think that it's just, you know,
Yeah,
let's be for real.
yeah,
Or when you meet people, it's like when people are actually asking how you are or like, how's work? I find that a little bit annoying. I like to be like, are you happy? Are you healthy? Like, how are you?
Yes.
As opposed to like, have you got any brand deals?
yeah.
What's
yeah.
your next booking or what's the next gig? I feel like it can be a little bit shallow.
Yeah.
Surface level. So
Yeah.
It's just a totally different vibe, isn't it? We were literally talking today. Chris made a friend when he was doing with another comedian when he was doing Australia. What was it? The Australian
Adelaide.
Fringe, Adelaide
Yeah.
Fringe, as in Eloise.
Yeah. Met her in Melbourne though, but yeah.
Met her in Melbourne, and they like just get on like a house on fire. But then like the second time I ever met her, she was like, babe, how are you doing? And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm actually like so upset. Like I've just like had a fight with these people and da. She was like, I get it. And we had like this whole
she was like so
conversation.
open and like just like she was like spilling loads of like her personal stuff to like relate to you, and it was like I was like, oh, like that we're just like friends.
Yeah, and there is just something you can there is just sometimes there's a different vibe with people where you're just like, oh yeah, you're just like
You actually care, and like you can tell when you're having a chat with someone and they're just like, or like looking over your shoulder. I hate that so much. Like speak to someone at an event or something, and it's like somebody more popping is behind me. I'm like, go, just go.
Yeah, it's
you know what I
fine.
mean? Wait, what, didn't that
Am
just
I
happen
keeping
on
you?
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, didn't that just happen on a red carpet? I can't remember who they were interviewing, but like, it was so embarrassing. Like, the two interviewers were chatting to this man, and then they were like, oh. And she gets like something, and then she's like, chapel, and then she just shouts for the whilst the man is still standing there. I can't remember that artist's name, sorry, but like, I just think you've got a house in the corner. You've like,
that's
thank you
the
so
one
much.
thing,
Like,
yeah.
thank you so much for your time. Like, wrap it up
Finish
at
up
least.
and then go find someone else. Yeah.
Like, come on.
yeah.
That's crazy. I'm sure
Crazy.
I've been there before. I've had people screaming in my ear and stuff, but I mean, I did the Brits red carpet a couple of years ago. I didn't have a Scooby who half the goalies were. I think.
Oh
that's-
my God.
I think that's what made it good. 'Cause I was just like, "Hey, Miss Thang, hey you look good."
Yeah. Have you seen that clip of, is it Monet exchanging peppermint? And they're on, are they on
Yeah,
like,
they don't have a clue.
they don't know who
Like,
this like straight white guy is. And Peppermint goes like, oh, it's like, and he's in the new Marvel. And Monet Exchange just goes, yep.
It's so
good.
obvious. Wait, one time I did it for BAFTA for P&R. I don't think I had an in-ear, but so I was kind of just left into the wilderness, and like the director she just shoved people in front of me like, girl, like,
Yeah, I don't
know who this man is.
Sorry to this
Like,
man.
sorry to this man. I
Yeah.
don't know. And,
Yeah.
But they were like, Brian Cox is coming. I was
Yeah.
like, Slay. Strangely, I'd worked with Brian Cox before. I did this like weird like live television situation choreographed by Arlene Phillips. It's a whole thing, but let me land.
Yeah.
So this cute old man starts walking towards me, and I was like,
You actually don't need to tell us the story because I just know what has happened.
I said, well, yes. I said, hello, sir. And they were all panicking as well. And I was like, he seemed pretty chill when I met him. This is not the same Brian Cox that I'm talking about, the scientist. That's who I worked with. Again, don't ask why I worked with this scientist, but I did. And then it obviously was the Hollywood actor of Brian Cox. It was all like unraveling in my brain as it was all happening. But just gonna keep your I think I said to him, I was doing this question like, what would you ask the next star? Like, ask the question for me. He was like, what are you doing here? I was like, okay, and that's a wrap. Take care. Like, oh, it was just a mess, but you just gotta own it, aren't you? Just keep it moving.
Did you ever watch Professor Brian Cox in school or anything?
No,
Whoa, some of the best docs out there.
Really?
Yeah.
I must recognize. I must know
I don't know
him.
where he's at now. He was
Yeah,
out
he's
and
not on the
about.
red carpet.
He's not on the list. Oh Lord, don't even know how we got onto that. But
So what would be something? What's a personal like aim, unprofessional, or something you're like wanting to like spend some more time doing or improving, or like let's not talk about the next gig. Let's talk
not
about the
gig.
next moment,
I like that.
life wise.
I'm actually really trying to be a little bit more checked in with my friends. We're all so busy now. We all live different lives. Some people are in the industry, some not. And it's really not easy now that we're like 30 and some have husbands and fiancés and kids to just find moments of like actual genuine connection, not like fleeting moments like a birthday when everyone's there. I'm talking like, let's do that trip. Let's do that brunch. Let's do that dinner. Let's do something. Let's make the memories. Otherwise it gives very much so like, oh, remember when we did that? Oh, remember when we did that? As opposed to like actually doing it. Do you know what I mean? So trying to do that a lot more. Let's see. Trying to just be, you have to work at these things. I just found recently, I found it really hard. I'm like, guys, friends, hello.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Book that theatre trip.
Let's do stuff.
Let's do stuff. So
Yeah.
that's something that I'm really trying to do. I think that's probably at the top of my list, to be fair.
That's a good one. especially when people get married, start having kids, and everything.
It's the
and
new
London's a
relationships
really
as
hard.
well.
Yeah.
Like, of course you want to be seeing your man constantly if that's your new squeeze, like, and get that. Do you know what I mean? Like, who doesn't?
I haven't
Yeah.
heard new squeeze in
Have you
like
not?
9
That's-
years.
I know, not me. That's a throwback, isn't it?
I'm literally like, no, we're all using that moving
we are.
forward.
See, I just feel like a child again.
I know exactly right.
We're 15 once again.
Run
Once again.
around.
But
What
yeah,
about you, Chris?
I think that's a good one. That's like a constant one. I always try and even we find it hard sometimes to actually like. You have to work to make sure you like have
do
fun
it.
time.
Yeah.
That's
Intentional.
intentional. Yeah.
exactly. I work with my cousin a lot. She's a co-director of the company that we have, which sets up workshops and things for talent, young talent, people that just want to perform. And we've said the same. It's like, we don't always have to see each other when it's just work. And it's so true. Like, it's just nice to have a dinner and actually not chat about the business and just connect. Same with my family as well, actually. I've got such a massive family and they're all in Manchester.
Yeah.
A few people in London, but even just getting up there, when you're doing 8 shows a week, it's like, I will
That's
see you in
crazy.
6 months.
Yeah. When it's done.
Like,
yeah.
by the time I got the train up there, ran around, seeing everyone and come back, I know I'm just going to be exhausted. So
Yeah.
just trying to be a bit more like checked in with that stuff.
That's good.
Friends, family, because at the end of the day, I said they're the ones that are going to be burying us.
Yeah.
Niece and nephew, Layton who? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
like,
love that.
I remember it struck me. I was like, "Rah, these will be like beyond me."
Yeah.
So
let's make an effort.
let's check in.
Let's make an effort. How are
How's
you?
my favorite nephew?
Yeah. Back from the big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some presents.
Yeah.
Let's go
presents.
shopping.
Yeah.
No, it's true, and they grow up so quick as well. Like I've got like 3 or 4. I wish there was one word for niece and nephew together.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
isn't
sibling
it
equivalent.
Nibbling.
I don't think I want to use the word
No.
nibblings.
Nibbling is a gender-neutral term used to refer to a child of one sibling as a replacement for niece or nephew.
Fair play. First time I've heard of that on this platform. We love to see it.
Well, thank you so much. So what's our advice? What can we take away from this whole episode? What is our...
Add that note.
Add
And
that
just-
note.
And fingers crossed.
Yeah.
At that note,
And
Know
we can
your
always
worth.
backtrack. Check in with your mates.
Check in with your
Lovely.
mates. We
Yeah.
love that.
I feel like you, Leighton, have a plan, stick to it, execute it. That's what I'm gonna take from today.
Love.
Because I'm good at making plans and then going like, I didn't do it and that's okay. But I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
calculate things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna become
Love
a
that.
mastermind.
Yes.
How long do people have to come see you in the show?
You have until June the 8th. I will be
Love.
leaving. and
Leaving.
sinking the ship
That's it.
on last time. I do have a few dates that I won't be performing, so just check on my Instagram because it's on there. But come see us. It's an absolute kiki.
Amazing.
Now I feel nice and warm for my show. I'm a bit nervous actually.
You'll be fine.
I'm a
You'll
bit
be
nervous, but I'm
fine.
excited. It feels good to be back. Bitch, I'm
Exactly.
back. By popular demand.
Thank you so much, Leighton. You're an absolute delight. We love you. And thank you so much, Elizabeth. To you. Love you.
No problem. Love you too. Thanks, Chris.
Bye, everyone. Have a great week.
Just before bed is good for your head. What you gonna do? Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated.